Today, we're going to be discussing how you can upgrade your Capital One credit card with no credit check. So if you're stuck with the same Capital One credit card, like let's say the Quicksilver One, you're probably at a very low limit and you're getting limited benefits. Instead of you keep that same exact card and not being able to actually utilize all the additional features that you can get from something like a Saver One, we're going to be looking to upgrade your card without having to apply for a new one. So I'm going to give you a few data points that's going to help you upgrade your card overall. And as I've said before, Capital One is one of the largest subprime lenders in the United States, meaning that it's likely more than 75% of Americans that participate in credit building will have a Capital One card. So for a lot of people, this will end up being their oldest account on their credit report, and you're going to have the longest amount of credit history associated with this card, which is the reason why you don't want to simply close it. You want to keep it because it's going to be the backbone of your entire credit history. We don't want to have a low limit card that's not going to give us benefits, that's going to be the one associated with our longest amount of credit history. We want to make sure that we can actually improve this starter card so we can get as much use out of it as possible, and that's why this will be a valuable strategy. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. What is a Capital One upgrade exactly? Capital One credit card upgrade is a type of product change. You probably have heard this with, many credit unions and banks or whoever your issuer is. Again, upgrade, product change, product swap, something like that. You're going to change your current credit card for a different credit card with the same issuer, and product changes or swaps or upgrades generally don't require a hard increase. So in this case, you're not going to need a credit check in order for you to do this, meaning your credit score will not be affected because, as we know, you don't remove hard increase for accounts that are reported to your personal credit report that you want to keep. If you remove those, it could affect the reporting. And if this is your oldest account, that can drop your credit score by like 40, 50 points. So you definitely don't want to have that account cease to report. Now let's talk about what happens when you upgrade your Capital One credit card. You're likely to keep the same exact card number. That will stay the exact same, but you are subject to terms and conditions of a new card, meaning if you earn new types of rewards, you won't get the previous ones. So for example, you'll be able to maybe earn points instead of getting cash back, depending on the card that you switch to, and the annual fee that you have on a card. If it's zero, you may have an annual fee if you're upgrading to, let's say, like a more premium card. So these are all things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to the terms and conditions, and you'll need to have the account open for a full year before you can upgrade. That is a rule that is on Capital One's website. I'll leave a link in the description with that information just in case it changes. You want to refer to the Capital One webpage. Now that's because of the Credit Card Accountability, Responsibility, and Disclosure Act, or it's also referred to as the CARD Act. That forbids credit card companies from increasing your annual fee within the year of opening your account. You have to wait at least 1 year or have your Capital One account open for 1 year before you're able to do this upgrade. Now, when you swap your card, you might have to forfeit some of your current benefits. That's going to vary from card to card. If you have more questions about that, I suggest calling Capital One just to verify what that's going to entail. So for example, if you have cash back that has not been redeemed, you may want to consider redeeming it before doing your upgrade because it's possible you may forfeit or lose that. You may not be able to take advantage of some of the new card benefits as well. You want to keep that in mind. Like let's say a 0% APR introductory offer. It may be good for 12 months, 24 months, 18 months, something like that. When you do an upgrade, you may not actually get that offer that you see online. So if you were looking to upgrade to a certain card to get a promotional offer, you may instead want to actually just get a brand new card as opposed to doing the upgrade if that's what you're looking for. And the last thing is your interest rate. So the interest rate can change depending on what product that you're going to. So if you don't want your interest rate to change, again, you'll want to contact Capital One. You'll want to verify all this information. It's normally in terms and conditions when you're doing the product change. But if you want more clarification, I recommend that you call. Now, here are a few things to consider before you do the upgrade. Now, if you have a pattern of late payments or high balances on your card, I just want to let you know the odds of you being approved for an upgrade are slim, and it's important to establish a very good payment history, and just overall good use of your card before you consider doing the product change. And I'll give you a few data points. But you want to always pay your bill on time. And that's not just for Capital One. You want to do this for all of your credit cards because, of course, that will affect your credit score. So even if you've never been late on your Capital One credit card, if you were late on other credit cards, this can also affect whether or not you'll be able to upgrade. Payment history is 35% of your score. We've talked about this in the past. As you know, it's the largest factor when it comes to actually having a high credit score. Make sure that this one important key component is taken care of, all right? And you want to keep your credit card balances low. So amounts owed on your credit card, which is called your utilization ratio, is the available amount that you're using, and it makes up 30% of your score. If your credit card utilization ratio is too high, that would signal to Capital One that you might be struggling to pay back your card. That's not a good sign. That would not be a reason to upgrade you to a card that can potentially have a higher limit in the future. Try keeping your balances low, below 30%, and then you want to pay off the entire balance if possible. If for whatever reason you can't pay the entire balance, then I recommend paying at least, I would say, down to 10%. That looks really good. And again, I would do this with all of your other credit cards, not just Capital One, every other credit card that you have. Before you do the upgrade, try to do a credit line increase for all of your credit cards when you do this. You know, if you're in a position where your utilization is very, very low, on-time payments are good, and you're looking to maybe get more credit limit, this would be a great time to contact all of your banks or credit unions and do this simultaneously. You know, having a higher limit will definitely help with your score, and it'll also help you with this upgrade. In the past, there have been a few different options for you to upgrade, but from what I'm seeing now, it's really only two options that you have. So you can check for your card offers. Now, Capital One customers can check by signing into their Capital One account, and you can also ask Inno, that's the Capital One assistant, for helping you find these offers if you're not sure where they are. And you'll want to initiate this request when, again, your credit score is at its highest. If you're making more money now, then I would definitely update your annual income. That will also help you with this too. And you want to make sure that the offer that you get is a card that is a good fit for you, because they will show you what options that you have available. Now, if you're not sure what card that you actually want, you can ask what you're eligible for and what they recommend. Be prepared to say exactly which card that you want to upgrade to and to answer any questions like about your income, because they're probably going to be asking all of that information just to make sure that you can handle a card that may potentially have a higher credit limit. And this is just a visual. Again, depending on the time that you're watching this, Capital One may have upgraded their site. It may not look exactly like this, but I just wanted to have some sort of visual representation of what this would entail. As you can see, you want to click on right here, the gear icon I want to, that's in this red box. You're going to get this screen, go to view offers and upgrade. So this is on a desktop. So on a desktop, log in, account, I want to, the gear, select view offers and upgrade. It'll look exactly like this. If you want to pause here, go to the website, log in and do these steps with me, then you can. And let's move on to the next one. Now that link brings you to a page where you may see the option to swap your card, and it might look like this or something similar. So offers and upgrades, make the most of your Capital One experience with these offers. And then you'll see venture, swap your card, earn rewards, explore your options. If you see swap your card, then you can click on explore your options here. And then you'll go from there to see what offers that you actually qualify for. Now, if you're eligible for this product change, you'll then see your option for an upgrade. This is just an example of what this is going to look like. You can possibly get Venture One, the Saver, regular Quicksilver. You'll notice that there's no annual fee on any of these options. You'll want to pay attention to that to kind of know which bucket that you're going to fit into. If you want more information about the Capital One bucketing system, I have a video here. I'm going to link that because if I get into that, it'll be a lot of details. But just know that there is a system with Capital One that would prevent you from getting certain types of cards. They have multiple of the same exact card, but if it has an annual fee, that's going to put you into a lower bucketing tier. For this example, the interest rates stay the same, which is good. Credit line stays the exact same. Upgrading won't affect your credit score. You don't need to apply. You'll keep the same card number, payment due date, account settings. You will have a new security number on the back of the card, that 3-digit number. That's going to change. So will the expiration date in this example. And then you can keep using your current card until the new one arrives. So there's no like interruption with how you're using this product, and you're not eligible for promotions or bonus offers that new card holders get. So that's the other thing that you want to keep in mind. There's no spend bonus. There's no 0% APR. You will not get it. So make sure you look at the screen and see if these things are there. If they are there, they are applicable. If you don't see a upgrade option that you like, you can call Capital One, but I don't have any examples of where calling them would change what you get offered. There may be, there's always an exception to every rule. If you want to try, it'll only take you a few more minutes just to give them a call and see if it's possible. Now, I want to go over this other scenario if you're not eligible. Now, let's take a look at what might happen. In scenario number 1, if you're not eligible but your credit score is good, I would call and request it. If you're still not eligible for whatever reason, you may want to consider applying for a new card, and we'll come back to that in a second. Now, scenario number 2, if you're not eligible but your credit score is bad, you have derogatory marks, then you need to work on your credit before pursuing this product change. I have plenty of videos on how to build your credit. If you have accounts that are derogatory, like a collection or a charge off, late payments, there's videos on that will show you how to correct that. In my description, I have an entire credit repair playlist. I would go through that playlist and just check it out. Now, let's go back to getting that brand new card. So instead of upgrading or downgrading your credit card, you may want to consider just applying for a brand new one. New accounts, which is the good part, you're eligible for benefits like spin bonus offers or 0% APR promos. You'll now get those. That's something you may not be eligible for or would have the benefit of doing if you just did a product upgrade. Now, of course, there will be a hard inquiry. You will also shorten your credit history, which can affect your score. But to be honest, it's not that big of a deal if you've had very extensive long history and you're not looking to, like, let's say, get like a mortgage right now or something like that. If you're looking to do something like that, then I recommend holding off until afterwards. Other than that, in most instances, it may not be that big of a deal. And if you use your credit card responsibly, adding this extra credit card could potentially help you improve your credit score in the long run. Up front, there may be a small impact, but long term, it can help you. And this is because new credit card accounts overall, once you raise your credit limit, can help with lowering your utilization and can also help with your overall credit score. Now, keep in mind, once again, that new credit applications typically will require that hard inquiry, so you will have that, but a single hard inquiry generally only lowers your score by a few points, but applying for multiple cards within a short period of time can have a larger negative impact. There are videos that will show you on this channel how to remove hard inquiries. Once again, do not remove hard inquiries for accounts that you want to keep that show up on your personal credit report. This is fine for business credit cards. If you want to do this for business credit cards, by all means, go ahead and do so. It's not an issue, as those will not report to your personal credit, except there are some Capital One credit cards that on the business side that do report, those being the Spark and some of the lower tier cards. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have watched this video and followed the directions and you were able to do a product upgrade, please put in the comments what you upgraded to or what you were eligible for, even if you did not do the product change, so that other people can look at that and reference that information to know what your score was, your utilization. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Greatly appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful day.